Preparations are underway at Seymour Johnson Air Force Base in Goldsboro for the Wings Over Wayne Air Show this weekend. Ahead of the big event, we had a rare opportunity to get on the base and check out one of the planes that will be on display, the KC135 Stratotanker. And now we're getting a chance to tag along on the mission, so let's go. We boarded the plane and strapped in with the 916th Air Refueling Wing and made our way to the coast where a group of fighter jets were working on training exercises.
This is the coolest thing ever.
As the jets got closer and closer to the rear of the aircraft.
We are mid-flight right now as a group of F-22s and F-15s joins up with the plane to be refueled in midair.
The crew member operating the boom that refuels the jets uses manual controls and sight, which takes patience and practice.
Lots of skill, hand-eye coordination.
And back on the ground, the base was buzzing in anticipation of the big air show this weekend.
Opening the doors for that weekend, this weekend, is our way of giving back to the community and the people in Goldsboro and Eastern North Carolina and everybody that makes Goldsboro and this community such a great place to live as a member of the U.S. Air Force and the military.
Call me Stewie. I'll let you guys know when we're starting engines, put your hearing protection in, all the good stuff, and hope you guys enjoy your flight.
All right, so just look straight at me.
Okay.
And so
Keep that mic nice and close.
Yeah, it's a little loud in here, so I'm going to literally stick this right in your face. So tell me what we're doing up here today.
Well, today we're going to go to an area called Burner, which is right off the coast of North Carolina, to refuel a squadron of F-15s out of Seymour Johnson and a squadron of F-22s out of Langley Air Force Base up in Virginia. We'll be offloading approximately 100,000 pounds of fuel. We'll stay airborne for a little over 2 hours and come back and land uneventfully, hopefully.
About how many planes will we be refueling?
Oh, good Lord. There's going to be 5 flights. I don't know how many within that flight, but you're probably looking at least 10 airplanes today that will refuel.
And what is your job on this aircraft?
I'm the boom operator. I'm the guy that rides in the back of the aircraft, and we actually refuel other aircraft in flight to get them from one location to the next without having to stop immediately to get gas on the ground.
And what does it take to refuel an aircraft in midair?
Lots of skill, hand-eye coordination, and I would say it's still nerves of steel, but after a while you get used to that. But yeah, hand-eye coordination and communication, I guess.
And so how does it actually work?
It's all old school technology, so it's all hydraulically assisted, but basically it's all a cable. Old technology, but you have a control. I have a control stick back there that manipulates the rudder vaders, we call them, which are 2 little winglets on the end of the boom. So the boom is actually being held at a 30-degree elevation relative to the aircraft because of the airflow over the rudder vaders. The boom actually flies while we're in flight. Now, if we're on the ground when I did what I'm doing, it would literally fall and hit the concrete. But while airborne, it stays aloft. And again, the control stick that I have, the rudder control stick, I manipulate that in all 360-degree axis, and therefore the boom follows the rudder control stick.
And how long have you been doing this?
Longer than I want to tell you, 20 years.
And any like really memorable experiences doing it? Anything exciting?
Oh yeah, well, the very first time I ever did this job, which was at school in Oklahoma, Altus, when we landed, I had to ask myself, is this really what I want to do? Because I'm not sure I can do this. But again, with practice, repetition, it gets easier over time.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, we're just gonna buckle it. Man, that's pretty loud. Hang on. Just
Pressure brake steering are checked, pilot.
And check the co-pilot flight controls inverted. Check flight instruments. We'll check the turn. Ending lip all right.
Please.
Got leading edge right. Flaps are set for 20, set for takeoff, co-pilot.
20's on the left, set for takeoff, pilot.
Stabilizers trim hasn't changed, 2.0, set for takeoff, co-pilot.
Set for takeoff, pilot.
Fuel panel is set for takeoff,
We're
co-pilot.
unable to give you the quick climb for the birds off the departure.
Disregard the quick climb
For the south.
Howler.
Set for takeoff, pilot.
Start switches.
Ignition.
Alright, stand by on the lights.
Roger that.
131 on departure, maintain 6000, runway 26, wind 260 at 12, clear for takeoff, change to departure. 1000 pull down is deleted.
31 fly clear for takeoff 26, maintain 6K, push 5.
Alright, runway is clear. Final is clear.
When they clears for takeoff, along with reading back takeoff clearance, push them to channel 5.
Roger.
Delta 22 Heavy flight, maintain back altitude 5000 to 6000, runway 26 at Gulf, wind 260 at 11, clear for takeoff, 1000 pull down is deleted.
Maintain block 5,000, 6,000, clear for takeoff, runway 26 at Gulf, back to E32 flight, push channel 5.
Alright. Landing line?
It's
Forward
set.
takeoff checklist is complete. You ready for it?
Ready.
I'm going to release the brakes since you're jet.
Roger. Some brakes.
Back check. 2. You're jet. Go for it.
Moving the plane. Set my power, please.
Maintain 1,000.
Power set, come right.
Correcting.
Ninety knots.
Roger.
That's one pickle.
Howler
Okay.
31 contact center, channel 7
Howler 31, push 7, thanks.
You're up.
Coming up.
Alright, up to 6,000.
Stay firm.
Runway heading.
Seymour departure, back E32 flight, airborne, climbing to block 5 through 6,000.
Back E32 heavy flight, Seymour departure, radar contact, climb maintain 9,000, block 10,000.
Climbing to 9,000, block 10,000. And when we get the turn on course, we'll put some fuel cutoff. much. And we are pressurizing. On COM 1, push them to 266.4.
You said 2664?
Yep.
Seneca 1 Whiskey Charlie, Seymour approach, altimeter 3013.
Alright, you're now in main manual COM 1. I got him in sec back there. And you can try checking him in on COM 1.
Clear before 1 check.
Yeah, back E32 flight, check in COM 1.
Alright, I'll go back to preset. Now tell him to go 266.4 in COM 1.
Back E32, go 2664, COM 1.
2000 VVI.
Thank you. Correcting.
Alright, main manual 2664, you can try him again.
Back E32, check in 2664.
Seymour 1 is loud and clear. How copy?
Departure, Sabre 41 with you, passing 1000 for 10,000. Sabre 41, Seymour departure, ident.
Sabre 41 to push. 2's up, 26.4.
mid-flight right now as the plane works to refuel a group of F-22s and F-15s in midair. We are mid-flight right now as a group of F-22s and F-15s joins up with the plane to be refueled in midair. We are mid-flight right now as a group of F-22s and F-15s meets up with our aircraft to be refueled in midair. Mid-flight right now as a group of F-15 and F-22s meets up with the plane to be refueled in midair. This is definitely one of the coolest stories I've been able to be a part of. We're flying over the North Carolina coast right now.
Check 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. We're flying over the North Carolina coast to meet up with a group of F-15 and F-22 fighter jets that will be refueling in midair. Flying over the North Carolina coast as this aircraft meets up with a group of F-15 and F-22 fighter jets to be refueled in midair. So can you tell me your name and your title, please?
My name is Quentin Miller. I'm an aircraft commander here at the 916th, also the Chief of Current Operations in the 916th.
So tell me about the mission that we just did today.
We just went up to refuel 2 F-22s and 10 F-15E Strike Eagles. And in doing that, they get to extend their training time on their missions today.
So tell me about this aircraft here.
This is the KC135 Stratotanker. This is a 1957 model. Most of the models in the Air Force today were made between 1957 and 1963. So we have 16 of them here assigned to this wing right now.
I hear that they're getting phased out here, at least?
They are, yes. There is a plan to get the KC-46 to replace these.
And so how often do you fly these refueling missions?
Well, we as a wing, we fly them every day and all around the world. Not all of our airplanes are here right now, but we have crews and airplanes all around the world doing missions exactly like what you saw today. Me personally, I get to fly about 2 to 3 times a week.
And what's it like flying this?
It's a lot of fun. It took a lot of work to be trained up to do this, but it's a very enjoyable job. I wouldn't do it if I didn't love it.
How long have you been doing it?
With the unit here, I've been with them since 2006. Of course, the first 2 years was all training, so I've really been back flying this since 2008.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Really?
Okay.
Say when.
All right.
Okay. 3, 2, 1. And now we're getting ready to tag along on the mission, so let's go.
Yep.
3, 2, 1. And now we have the opportunity to tag along on a mission. Ready?
Yep.
3, 2, 1. And now we're getting a chance to tag along on the mission, so let's go.
Falls. Yeah, I just lost my grip. That's good. It hurts. It does. Really treat it like it's your own personal aircraft, you know?
Yeah.
You know, you see all this. There's a metal shop, a fabric shop of you know the fuels, and everybody's got a specialty. And I have no idea why that's like that.
Yeah, maybe something rips it or something.
Different lot of metal. I don't know. I have no clue.
Definitely something you guys are going to want to come out and see. Other than that, we should, like I said, it's going to be good for us, and definitely be good for No problem. I was like, wings over Wayne. I was like, oh, airship. the air show. I was like, better. Is that a booster pump? Make it better.
Pilot does. Colin Cook does.
I'll talk. All right, too.
Oh, yes.
I'm a captain and I'm a instructor pilot in the KC135.
So talk to us about flying this thing.
Well, it's as you guys experience, it's a pretty cool experience overall.
Okay, so just look straight at me. Okay. Can you tell me your first and last name and your rank?
Matthew Oldie. I'm a major in the Air Force.
And so tell me about the air show that's going on this weekend.
The air show, Wings Over Wayne, at Seymour Johnson this weekend. Every 2 years we do this air show as a way to say thanks to the community that supports us. The other part of that 2 years, we open up the gate. It's an air show, open house and air show officially. So the open house portion, come on the base, roll through the gate, no ID required. We get on the ramp. You look at all the static ramp aircraft that are out there, and then at 10 o'clock the opening ceremonies will occur, and there'll be non-stop flying until the Blue Angels go at approximately 3:15 to 3:30, and they'll fly and they'll land at about 4 o'clock. Non-stop flying for the rest of the day.
So what kind of aircraft are going to be on display here?
There'll be everything from the C-17, C-5, KC-10, KC-135 that we have here at Seymour Johnson, the F-15E, F-16. We have A-10s in the Heritage flight. We have F-22 Raptor in the Heritage flight, P-51, F-86. Basically, almost, if you can think of it, we've been able to get it out here, plus or minus a few, and we are really, really excited about that. Some of the civilian flying that we have Tora, which is world-renowned for their demonstration commemorating the attack and those who lost their life on December 7th, 1941 at Pearl Harbor. And then we had the Lima formation flying team, which is a U.S. Navy painted T-34 formation demo team, civilian owned, of course. And then we have Swamp Fox P-51, Quicksilver P-51 is going to be flying. Just a very large array of some pretty incredible aircraft and pretty incredible performers. And I haven't even hit the civilian aerobatic demonstrations yet.
And so the Blue Angels arriving this evening, what can we expect out of them?
The Blue Angels arrive this evening. I think they're going to take some questions and chat with you guys for a few minutes. But on Friday, there'll be a practice. The gates, the air show is not going on Friday, but on Saturday, you can expect to see their absolutely top-notch, standard professional performance that you can expect to see out of them that they give week in and week out around the country and sometimes around the world. So.
And how has this air show grown over the last several years since you guys have been doing it?
It's grown quite a bit. So in 2015, that was the first time back from the unfortunate cancellation due to the situation that we had in 2013 under sequestration. But we got through that. We got past that in 2015. They came back, and it was a huge event. And I think there's a lot of pent-up energy for it since it's only 2 years. People are super excited about it going down this year. So.
Anything else you want to add about the air show, what we can expect, or any other details?
We have the F-22 fighter demonstration team, which is absolutely incredible. We have the Canadian, the CF-18 demonstration team, and they have their jet painted up. Absolutely this gorgeous paint scheme for their commemorating their anniversary this year. So we have never had the CF-18 here before, and we're really happy about that. We have just a massive array of incredible flying performances to include Jackie Warda in the Extra 300, and Bill Stein, several others that are going to be flying out here doing loops to music, putting those aircraft in positions that don't look like they should be put in, and then recovering, so it'll be pretty cool.
Do people need to know anything specifically before they arrive here?
Yeah, a few big picture stuff. One of the main ones that you gotta got to talk about in 2017 is no drones. So no drones, no personally owned drones of any kind on the base. Please keep those at home. And then we're looking to have just anybody with a diaper-sized bag or smaller, and you'll be able to easily go through the security checkpoints. They'll take a quick peek inside, if you will, standard type security, and then roll through the gate. Bring an empty water bottle, like a Nalgene or just a plastic water bottle that's empty. Roll through security and then go right to one of our water stations that we have on the ramp. There's going to be 4 or 5 100% free purified drinking water that you can then fill it up and make sure everybody's hydrated and safe. It's going to be about 88, 89 last time I checked on Saturday and Sunday. So.
Awesome. All right, that's all we needed from you.
Yeah.
Just like our theme and our overall invite.
You can ask what is the
Sure.
theme of the air show? How about
Okay, so what's the theme of the air show and kind of the purpose of having it this year?
So the theme of this year is Generations of Air Power, and it's kind of to pay respect and homage to the generations that have gone before, those who have gone before. It is the 75th anniversary of the 4th Fighter Wing. It is the 70th anniversary of the Air Force, and it's the 100th anniversary of the 911th Air Refuel Squadron, the tankers that you just flew on. It's their 100th anniversary for them. Obviously, they haven't been flying KC135s the whole time, but they have been in existence for 100 years as a squadron of some kind. So we're really, really excited about that. Opening the doors for that weekend, this weekend, is our way of giving back to the community and the people in Goldsboro and Eastern North Carolina and everybody that makes Goldsboro and this community such a great place to live as a member of the U.S. Air Force and the military. We have a large Navy and Air Force contingent all throughout, and Marine Corps. I don't want to leave them out, all throughout this whole area. So very thankful for the support and relationship we have with them.
Awesome. There we go. Perfect. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Preparations are underway at Seymour Johnson Air Force Base in Goldsboro for the Wings Over Wayne Air Show this weekend. I'm not going to be able to hear anything.
They're not taking off, they're just buzzing.
When it's my turn to start talking, and I'm literally being serious when I say they might need to scream at me, because when these jets pass by, I can't hear anything. We're in the show.
Yeah.
Hey, Sharon and Sean. I am actually standing on the flight line at Seymour Johnson Air Force Base right now, and you can see it looks a little empty, but we're still waiting on the arrival of the Blue Angels, a much anticipated arrival here this afternoon. These flight lines will actually be covered with different planes that you can see for the air show this weekend. It takes place Saturday and Sunday at 10 a.m. The gates at Seymour Johnson Air Force Base open at 8 a.m. You can see even that C-130 over there. That's part of the Blue Angels team. They are expected to arrive sometime before 5:30 this evening, and we'll have plenty more from the Blue Angels a little bit later this evening, as well as take you actually inside one of the planes that will be on display today. That's coming up tonight at 5:30, and then we'll have that again at 6 o'clock this evening. For now, we are still waiting for the arrival of the Blue Angels. We'll have more coming up live at Seymour Johnson Air Force Base. I'm Kristen Ketchel, CBS North Carolina.
It's a great game.
The Blue Angels literally are pulling in right now. You can see them. So we can't get a pilot yet. Out here. Yeah, the colonel of the base gets to talk to all of them first before we're even allowed over there and yelled at. But I would love to do that. Can hear. It's a miracle. Hi, Sharon and Sean. It's actually pretty awesome here. We just watched the Blue Angels arrive from the flight lines here at Seymour Johnson Air Force Base. You can see them just behind me here. They are being greeted by personnel on the base. Maintainers and pilots are here, and they are gearing up for the Wings Over Wayne Air Show this weekend, Saturday and Sunday. The air show begins at 10 a.m. They will be doing a performance here at 3 p.m. And it should be a great time. We watched them actually circle the Air Force Base and do a couple of stunts before they landed. And looks like they are having a great time so far as they landed here just a few moments ago. All the planes getting checked out, the pilots getting ready to speak with us in just a few minutes, and a lot of great activities to do over the weekend during the Wings Over Wayne Air Show. Gates here open at 8 a.m. It is free to the public. It's their way to kind of give back to the community that has been so helpful to the military here in Goldsboro and in Wayne County. So lots of other aircraft going to be on display other than the Blue Angels. Lots of stunt teams here and lots of performances going on. In addition to the aircraft, you'll actually be able to tour that will be on the flight lines here at Seymour Air Force Base. So pretty awesome stuff. I can't wait to talk to some of the pilots and some of the maintainers about what it's like flying with the Blue Angels. We'll have more on Wings Over Wayne, more from the Blue Angels, and we'll take you on a tour of one of the aircraft that we actually got to see earlier today. That's coming up tonight at 6 p.m. For now, live on the flight lines at Seymour Air Force Base, I'm Kristen Ketchel, CBS North Carolina.
Hi, how are you?
Good. Can you tell me what it's like flying with the Blue Angel?
Sure, I tell you, it really is an honor and a privilege to be a part of this team. The flying is certainly something special, something that we all hold in a very special place. But really what it's about is we're part of a team of 130 sailors and Marines, all of whom represent the sailors and Marines that are deployed all over the world. And flying these jets, just like the fleet aviators are doing, maintained just like the fleet aviator or the fleet jets are maintained by great men and women, and that's what this team is all about. And so, flying the jets is certainly a privilege, something that we don't take lightly in any way. But I think that goes for flying any Navy, Marine Corps, Air Force airplane. The work that goes into maintaining them, the teamwork that's involved in preparing them to fly and then actually flying them is what makes it special.
And how long have you been flying with the Blue Angels?
This is my second season, so about 2 years with the Blue Angels.
And tell me some of the stuff that you do when you guys actually get up in the air and go to these air shows.
You bet. Well, the air show is our chance to showcase the pride and professionalism of the Navy and Marine Corps, and that's what we try to do. It's not just the flying, but it's our entire team that's here, where we got about 60 Blue Angels on this show site. And it's the entire thing. It's the getting the airplanes ready to fly. It's the preparing when the show actually kicks off with our crew chiefs getting the airplanes cranked up and ready to go. And then once we take to the air, we really hope that we can show what naval aviation is about. And I think it's really analogous to Air Force aviation as well, and everything that you guys have here in your hometown as well. But once we get airborne, we've got a diamond of 4 airplanes that our goal is to showcase the precision of the Blue Angels and naval aviation, and then the solos max perform the airplanes. So you'll see them doing more of the high-speed, high-G maneuvers. And then at the end, we all come together for about 5 maneuvers of a 6-plane air formation called the Delta. And once we're all in Delta, we really hope to showcase that teamwork, the ultimate teamwork that we're trying to make happen up there and that we take so much pride in doing.
What kind of preparation goes into a show like this that you guys are about to do?
Well, really the preparation started back in November as we started putting the team together. We had advanced teams come out here over the winter and get everything ready in terms of the planning, hotels, rental cars, and all that great stuff. A lot of coordination with the Seymour Johnson staff that's running the air show. And then in terms of the flying, we've flown practice shows and actual shows now hundreds and hundreds of times. So we put a ton of prep into refining our show so that the maneuvers are as smooth and aesthetically pleasing as possible, but also as precise as we possibly can make them, and we sure take a lot of pride in that too.
What's your favorite thing about flying with the Blue Angels?
It's definitely the teamwork. When we have all the airplanes up there flying together, certainly in the Delta formation, we've got the 6 airplanes flying, and that is just, I think, a true symbol of what has gone into putting those airplanes together, all the work that goes into preparing the airplanes to fly, all the planning, all the practice, and when all 6 of us are flying together over a beautiful place like this air show here at Seymour Johnson here in Waynes County, and such a great part of the Mid-Atlantic. It's a place that's near and dear to my heart. We're just thrilled to be here and share what we love to do with the great people of North Carolina, and we're really looking forward to a beautiful, great weekend.
And final question, can you just say and spell your first and last name for me?
Sure, it's Commander Ryan Bernacchi, and it's spelled R-Y-A-N. Last name is B-E-R-N-A-C-C-H-I.
Wonderful, thank you so much.
Thanks. All right.
It was amazing, actually, seeing the Blue Angels arrive. They are parked behind me right now, getting a little bit of routine maintenance done in preparation for the air show this weekend. It was really cool to see them come in. They circled the base, did a few stunts before they actually landed here at Seymour Johnson, and we had a really unique opportunity earlier today to tour a different aircraft here. Air Force Base. If you're heading to Wings Over Wayne this weekend, the gates at Seymour Johnson Air Force Base open at 8 a.m. Saturday and Sunday. All of the activities begin at 10 a.m. You'll be able to see the Blue Angels as well as other stunt teams that will be here, and lots of aircraft. Right now, the flight lines are still a little empty here at the base, but they'll be filled with different aircraft that you can tour as well. It's free to the public. Just a reminder, it is going to be a little warm this weekend. We'll hear from Wes Hohenstein, so it's recommended that you bring a bottle of water with you, and no drones are allowed on the Air Force Base. So please remember that as you head out here this weekend. Live at Seymour Johnson Air Force Base, I'm Kristen Ketchell, CBS North Carolina.